I decided to make a video because I haven't made one for quite a while. Uh, I wanted to make one about the stock market. My sister's a stockbroker. I may have already made a couple about the stock market, but not about certain things. Like one of the things is that when things go public, they're automatically getting speculated on. So, like with Martha Stewart, I say her stock was bastardized, and that all the because she had a very good thing going, but then all of a sudden they said she was a billionaire, and everything just kind of got out of whack. And I mean, of course, she didn't. She went to jail because of insider trading and all that. But the thing is that the stock market in general was always and is always a Ponzi scheme. It was set up. The modern day stock market was set up over 300 years ago. And if you remember back at a certain time, there was all these people that were speculating on tulips in Holland or someplace like that. That was in the stock market, and everybody went broke. Except, like they say like everybody today because they put everybody into it. But it's actually not everybody that's going broke. As a matter of fact, it's not so much that people are going broke. It's just that this money is getting funneled into the stock market like a casino, and certain people are walking out the back door with the money. Kind of, that's kind of how it works. They figured out a way to like get your 401k in it, whether you want it or not. You know, get your 401k and stuff. And now you're hearing about people's pension plans going away, and um, they're involved in the Federal Reserve in a real big way in the stock market now. So that the stock market, you know, even Ben Bernanke is saying stuff like, "Well, I don't know, QE3, I don't know, that would, you know, that might stimulate something." Well, no, see, it's not going to stimulate anything. All that does is it raises even more speculation. See, the market is being propped up. All the money that is out there is being sucked up like a vacuum cleaner, and the people that have that money aren't letting it go. You know, they're like misers, or like, you know, that Christmas Carol type thing. So that's what's really going on. And I know for some reason it doesn't. I don't get many hits on my site. I don't know if it's, you know, because I have such an ugly face. But what I'm telling you is really, it's truthful. It's pathetic, but it's truthful. If you go all the way back 300 years ago, you'll find out that the stock market wasn't all that much different than it is today. As far as you have certain people that are way up on top, like J.P. Morgan, they were involved with the Rothschilds for almost 200 years now. J.P. Morgan, or well, over 100 years anyway, and so they're on a big end of the, you know, stick. They're really up there with the Rothschilds, and then Goldman Sachs. You can, I don't know exactly where they fit in with the Rothschilds, but you can bet they figure in there somewhere. But the whole thing with stocks is that the Rothschilds own the papers way back 300 years ago, and they own Reuters and AP right now, and they could pump up or dump a stock, and it's just like it would be like a penny stock to them. They pump and dump stock, and so then, you know, like the United States for a long time has held a lot of stock in a lot of companies, and they thought, well, that's good, you know, that makes the United States very wealthy with the people not even knowing about it. Like they own so much of Xerox and so much of this, but what they own is stock, and the stock can be pumped and dumped. You know, it's worldwide stock, and there's worldwide manipulation of the stock. So that's what I want to tell everybody is it's like with the oil and stuff. The oil is $1 trillion industry, and that gets pumped and dumped too. So it doesn't matter what the stock is. It's a Ponzi scheme. You know, it's vertical integration where the rich just, you know, get richer and richer. From the what's on the bottom is like theirs, or they think it's theirs even. They think that everything on the bottom belongs to them, everything in the middle belongs to them, and they're on the top and that belongs to them. And so they're not, you know, they're not letting loose their money and their schemes. The thing is, when they're like vampires. When they suck too much blood, then they get very little return. And some of the elitists don't want any return because they'd really like to see about 4/5 of the population exterminated. But the thing that they don't ever realize is that fascism has been tried for centuries and centuries, worldwide fascism even. And what happens is that it implodes on them too. It, you know, blows up the whole system, and it blows up, ends up blowing up their system. The only thing, like in World War I and II, these bankers, none of them went to jail or anything. They always acted innocent. But now with all the modern day news that we have, they can't burn all the books, and they can't burn all the news all the time. And even if they shut down the internet, they're murdering, and their fascistness will come out and bite them in the ass. It's just going to take a while. It might take a couple billion people getting killed, but in the end, it'll bite them really. It'll kill them. They'll kill they might kill a bunch of people, but they're gonna be like the king and queen that when they're all their kids taking a march straight out like they did in Russia, and just execute every one of them, the father, mother, the kids, the whole kit and caboodle, because they're so fascist and so greedy, and they're such a Ponzi scheme they got going on. Oh, it's just business. Yeah, it'll be just business when you're marched out in the woods in the middle of the night with all your jewelry and just beaten to hell and buried alive. That'll be business too. And I hope people continue to watch my site, because, you know, I tell the truth, and if you don't think it's the truth, just remember that stock is bastardized as soon as it gets on the market. It's bastardized because, just like with Martha Stewart, her stock was bastardized. She had a good company, and it got bastardized because of all the speculation. That's what it does. It sets everything off balance, and nobody really knows the real price of anything. In the stock market, nobody knows the price of anything, because, you know, they can bet on rain now. They can bet on if it's going to rain 10 years, if a farmer's going to lose his corn crops 10 years from now because of some rain cloud. Thank you very much.